Happy weekend! Oh my gosh, life happens. I'm sorry, but thank you if you're still there. If you saw my messages and you said, "All right, I'm gonna give 6 to 8:30 to 9 o'clock," and he sent another message. It's over for her. Thank you guys for being there with me. Special shout out to Uncommon for hosting the phone. Sorry, you were there waiting and, wanting to tell your story. I hope you can hold on a little bit longer for me. And if not, I totally understand. Good evening, everyone. I'm definitely going to turn on my camera at some point. Happy Saturday. Happy Labor Day weekend. If you're still hanging out from Labor Day weekend, we got September 11th coming up soon. That tragedy, trauma memorial will be celebrating soon. It's a lot going on. We're back. Kids are back to school. Life keeps going. The news keeps going. These trauma situations keep happening. People are just really, struggling out here. And I want to talk about mental health and wellness tonight. I want to talk about briefly Raven K. Jackson. I want to discuss suicide. I want to discuss y'all thoughts and y'all feelings and y'all opinions. I'm going to share my thoughts and my feelings and opinions as always. This is my show, right? And I just want to really just dig into this whole thing. So thank you guys for waiting for me. Shout out to all my new subscribers. I got like 64 new joints. Ew, 64. I remember when I was at 8, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 21, 30. I'm at 64. So a good baby. Yo, that means the world to me. I know people like this. What is she excited for 64 for? I'm excited for 64 because I'm excited for growth. I'm a very ambitious, motivated woman, so I'm excited for growth. I know I'm going to have challenges and I'm going to overcome them, and I'm happy when I see my process. I'm happy when I see my growth. Good evening, Rakim. How you doing? Thanks for popping through. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Uncommon since we're Jose and the Grown. I don't know if he's still here rocking out with me. He probably not, but I'll definitely make sure I tag him in this, and he'd be able to catch up on this tea. But it's Saturday night, y'all. What y'all doing? Hope y'all all good. I had a stressful few weeks. I don't know if y'all caught up with all my little videos and shorts on YouTube, but my body was going through it. I finally found out what the hell is wrong with me, I think, so to say. And yeah, I'm happy that, the girl knows what's wrong with her body, and, it's not over for her, and there's a solution to this issue. So a couple of weeks ago, I was like vomiting at work. I was like pooping at work, like gross, like diarrhea, like loose booty, like constipation, hot and cold flashes, like fevers, and didn't have COVID, and I was just super sick. And I was so sick that I just didn't want to do nothing. It just felt like every time I got home, I immediately felt better. And I was in that regimen of throwing up, pooping, diarrhea, constipation, hot and cold flashes for like 3 weeks. And I didn't want to eat, y'all. I ain't want to work out. I didn't want to do nothing. I wanted to just like, and I was taking all kind of vitamins, drinking lots of water, not even want to drink beer, nothing. Just want to get my system clean. And my stomach was like super duper extended, guys. Like I really looked like I was like maybe 3 months pregnant. Rock solid hard belly. Super gross because I'm in the fitness. So I'm like, who the fuck? Who body is that? This is not my body looking like this. I was super upset and still am super upset because I feel like my body don't look like my body. And these doctors talking to me about, you're 40 years old, Cashel, and you're going through that premenopausal stage, and not menopause, but your body is changing, your hormones is changing. I'm like, all right, that sounds kind of right, probably. Hey, Denise. Shout out to Latin Splaining with Denise Gonzalez. How you doing, Mom? I'm so happy to see you here. Hope you're doing well. But I was going through all of that, and I was taking vitamins and not really eating and like not wanting to do anything. I was just super sick, and I thought I was pregnant. I thought I had COVID. I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I realized I wasn't pregnant. I didn't have COVID, but I was still sick, and I didn't know what was wrong. And the doctor pretty much said that he did a test on my stomach, and he said in a normal intestines, he normally hears fluid and liquid and gas and bubbles. And when he listened to my intestines, he said he didn't hear anything. He said, your stomach is rock hard, solid. He was like, I don't hear anything. He said, do you have breakfast, Miss Smith? I said, yeah. I said, I actually just went to go get a bagel and iced coffee while I was waiting for you because I came a little bit early. So he was like, I don't hear anything in your stomach. He was like, you are severely backed up. I'm like, what? He's like, you are severely inflamed. I'm like, what? He was like, what you're thinking is right. He was like, you need to release. I'm like, okay, so that's the problem. I'm like, well, why am I throwing up? And he says, well, you're throwing up, Kishelle, because the way your body is designed, your stomach actually sits on top of your large intestines and your small intestines. And because you're so full and extended and packed, that friction, that acid, the way your fullness is sitting on everything is irritating. So it's making you vomit. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm vomiting nothing. I'm vomiting slime. I'm vomiting water. Like, I'm not even eating and I'm vomiting. So, thank God, guys, I'm feeling a lot better. I took matters into my own hand and used my own kind of solution. He gave me a solution, but there was several over-counter solutions. And I started my those solutions today. And TMI, you guys know the rest. So, thank you guys for pulling up. I definitely want to talk about mental health awareness tonight. I just heard about this young lady. Her name is Raven K. Jackson. My 23-year-old daughter was sending me a text message. She came home to celebrate some family gathering, and she was with me, and she's like, "Mom, did you hear about this girl who just committed suicide?" So I'm like, no, what girl just committed suicide? She's like, this rapper 600 Breezy. I'm like, no, I don't know this rapper 600 Breezy. I don't know. Mm-mm. So she showed me the pictures and the videos and information. I'm reading everything. And young, beautiful black girl. I don't know how old she is. I don't follow her. I didn't know her before the last 72 hours from now. I can't tell you nothing about her lifestyle. I don't follow her on any social media platform. I can't tell you nothing about her in depth besides what everyone is reading about her right now on the last 72 hours on the blog, social media outlets, and YouTube and all these other places. So I don't want to talk about the young lady's life and compare her to anyone or anything like that specifically, but I want to just spread acknowledgement and awareness that, there are a lot of people committing suicide. There are a lot of people who are suffering with depression or, going through so many things that they're feeling like suicide is the best option out of any other decisions they should make. And I don't want to judge anyone. There's going to be a disclaimer in this video. I think it's already in the stream content. I am definitely not trying to judge anyone, but my whole purpose and goal for this video here is to spread awareness, bring light, um, ask and hope to communicate for all of us to reach out to our loved ones, friends, colleagues, co-workers, whoever your circle is of people more often to make sure people are okay and just really advocate to people. If you're not okay, express I'm not feeling okay. I'm not doing okay today. It's been a bad day. It's been a bad week. It's been a bad month. It's been a bad year. Like I want to be able to try to get that message through today. If anything, if you know someone who's suffering with thoughts of suicide or they just feel like they don't fit in the world and you are aware of this, make sure that person gets help or try to make sure that person gets help or try to emphasize to that person to express themselves, be able to say, it's okay, I'm not okay. I mean, we are not God here. We can't make a whole revolution happen, but this is a fact. The statistics and data regarding suicide in the United States among Black African Americans regarding many ages, races, and cultures is really high. I was doing a little bit of research about this issue, and I couldn't believe the rates of suicide in the United States. The rates of suicide regarding people between ages 18 and 25, 25 to 31, 47 to like 59, and 60 to 70, and 80 to 90. Like the rates are extremely, extremely high. And there used to be taboos that they would say, a certain culture didn't commit suicide. And now that culture is committing suicide just as much as, the most dominant culture that, allegedly commits suicide. And a lot of people are saying, they're committing suicide during the time of the pandemic because of depression, because of loss, because of grief, because of not having no control of how things are going in the world right now, and so many other things. And it just seems scary that these people are getting younger and younger. Again, like I don't know the young lady's age. I don't want to make it like totally about her, but I want to make it about her because She was a social media fitness Google influencer, large social media YouTube following on all her channels and platforms. She's doing the exact thing that I'm trying to do right now with KFIT that I'm actually doing, but on a much larger platform than KFIT. And I never knew about this young lady, never heard about her because there's so many people in this industry of health and wellness and fitness and diet and exercise, right? You can go to a gym, you look at your phone, everyone knows of someone that knows of someone, there's a lot of people out here doing this. So I was like, wow, this is a young lady who looks like me. She looks like my sister, my aunt, my cousin, my neighbor, my coworker, my union rep, my my teacher from school. Like she's around the way looking type of girl. Like she looks like that girl next door. She looks like that girl we all know from somewhere or somebody. Excuse me. And it was just really sad to know that she thought that was what she had to do. Because that's how she felt with whatever was going on. Now, there's several videos online about her last moments, her last days, her last YouTube video, her last Instagram video, and a lot of people are like reposting and resharing and saying things like, she knew she was gonna die, she knew she was gonna kill herself. Um, she was talking about herself. And in a few of the videos, she just really was venting while working out in one video, and one video at home, just talking like, really serene, really spiritual, very clear minded, like she was awoken, or maybe had the spirit of some kind. And to me, it was just really sad. I'm like, I feel like I can relate to this young lady. Hearing about the support on social media when you become an entrepreneur, how people don't, always want stuff for free, or people don't want to put in that work, or the struggles and challenges of growing your page, growing your platform, growing your industry. Like how people don't show up for you the way you expect. Like I really, was feeling and vibing her video, and it was just so sad to know that she killed herself. So, I just really wanted to chime in with everybody. Like, we all may know someone who may be suicidal, but we're just not paying attention to see the signs because we may not choose to see the signs, or we may be uncomfortable with approaching the person because of the signs. Shout out to Uncommon Sense with Jose and the Grown. I see you was here earlier, and I'm just seeing all your messages. And if you're still around, hopefully eventually you'll be able to, jump on the stream and share your comments. And if not, we can talk offline and you can discuss how you feel about it. As we often do, Jose. We often chat offline about different things. Everybody who's watching live in the replay, please make sure you like and subscribe to Uncommon Sense with Jose and the Grown. He has a great channel. Shout out to Rakim. Good to see you up in here. Reading some comments in the chat right now. When I at a subway on the way to work, I'll try to comment. Okay, no problem. Understood, Jose. Understood. I know you was at the Labor Day thing with the union. I wish I would have knew about that. I would have came, but nobody told me about that. But it's all love. Shout out to Denise. Please make sure you follow Last Wing with Denise Gonzalez. She has great discussions, great platform, great stream. I feel like I'm diving real quickly into this. So if you're watching right now, please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate those likes and those subscriptions. I'm out here with 64 likes. So shout out to all the new people who are following me right now. I'm really digging y'all. I'm really appreciating y'all. And right now, I want to just share a little advertisement I have to let y'all know more about KFIT. And as I said before, Kashelle will be having various videos here, making some rebranding and changing some things around. So thank you guys for sitting back and enjoying the ride and rocking out with me while I do this transition. Hello, how you guys doing? It's Kashelle Fit now. I'm here to give you guys a few more updates that I feel like you need to know that's very important.
It's social, it's recreational, and it's athletic. Women love it, and guys love it for their women. The KFIT Club presents the KFIT Yoga Outfits. Get your KFIT Yoga suit today. Go to KFIT.club.
Stay tuned for that. Thanks for checking out this video. I wish you all the love and support. Please go to your page now. Thank you. So yes, that's my advertisement for my KFIT gear, my yoga suit brand. my 3 piece, my 2 piece, all of my color yoga suits. Shout out to everybody who supported me and bought a yoga suit. Shout out to everybody who's, made a comment, gave me some feedback on how they feel about the yoga suits and all of that. Really appreciate y'all. The icon avatar I have right now is the yoga suit in gray. So yeah, support your girl. If you feel like you may want a yoga suit, you feel like, you want to start a journey, workout, whatever the case is, definitely get on my website, KFIT.club, or hit me up if you got my number. If you follow me on social media, jump in my DM, or you can just comment in the chat, in the private chat, or in the chat period. Just say, hey, what's really good with those suits? What size you got? What colors you got? Let me know. I'm very approachable. It's all good. So, reading some more comments. I'm gonna turn my screen on so y'all can see me. I know y'all want to see my face. I actually did my little makeup today for y'all too, so I can look cute. I was doing a lot of research, and my appearance is important. So Jose says NYC Well is a good resource for mental health for New Yorkers. Absolutely, I've been to NYC Well. I've actually been to EAP several times. Being transparent as a mother right now, because I have felt like I've had issues with mental health as well. Just talk about myself right now. I definitely feel like I've had issues with mental health, to the point where now I have a therapist, right? And prior to me having a therapist, I was just conditioned to think that this is how I'm supposed to act because this is what I learned. And of course, now I know what I've learned prior. When you know better, you do better. You don't have to act in that way forever and pass on that, generational curse of repeating old habits that are definitely toxic and trauma and abusive. So Jose also says for SSU Local 371 members, they have the crisis intervention program. Nice. Yeah, I remember actually referring one of my clients to crisis intervention, and it actually didn't work out for him. He actually lost his job because his battle with the demon got the best of him as well. And unfortunately for him, he lost his job. But I did the best I could for him, and I really, felt sad for him. And you can't save them all though. What can you do, right? Mental health and wellness is really big. It's really vast. Is really not acknowledged and given the proceeds and understanding and knowledge and treatment and support and guidance it should have. And we know this is a real big thing and a real serious thing. All these children, young adults killing themselves, committing suicides, or being murderers, or people that strung out on real drugs, hard drugs. Like, the world is a mess right now. There's so much to be depressed about, honestly and transparently. Like, it's not crazy to wonder why so many people are depressed. There's a whole lot of shit going on in the world right now. I got to name 5 things going on right now that can just distract me from everything I shouldn't be worrying about just because after those things are really going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys can do the same thing. Like, there's so many things going on to focus on right now as far as what's important, what's, more of a crisis, what's, a priority, what's a safety matter, like, in the world. Like, there's just so much going on. So it's understandable to see that some people are losing their fucking shit, because I've definitely lost my fucking shit during the pandemic. Like, for me, during the pandemic, I gained a whole fucking bunch of weight. I was like almost 190 fucking pounds. I was like 180 pounds in 2000, I think, 22, no, 20. And that's when we was like at home, quarantine, couldn't go outside type ish. And I remember spending my birthday in the house, doing an in the house birthday with my daughter and my family. And I remember looking at the pictures like, oh my God, like, look how juicy all them butter rolls and biscuits and muffin tops, like all that jam and shaking. Look at all of that. Where did that come from? Oh my God. Like, I remember that, like, jumped on the scale, was like, you are 180. And I'm like, yo, why am I 180? Like, just got so good with Netflix and chilling and snacking and eating and doing all the things you ain't supposed to do because it was an experience we all never been through. And a lot of pandemic babies was made and all that stuff too. But anyway, back on topic. I had gained a lot of weight, so it was important to me to, definitely get back on track and, shed those pounds, and I definitely did. And now with this situation I just have this whole 3 weeks, I definitely look like I gained a lot of weight in one area, which is definitely not cool. So again, happy I found out what it was, and now I'll be treating myself the entire weekend to make sure all of this shit literally goes away, physically, literally. And hopefully by Monday, Tuesday morning, I'll be a brand new woman out here ready to go to the gym, do some cardio, and get my life together. But anyway, back on task. I really think it's important that, we do our best, that to try to stay strong. And even if no one here listening, watching on the replay, has thought about suicide, great. But if you have and you haven't told anyone, I'm not saying you need to tell anyone, but what I'm saying is it's great to communicate how you're feeling, even if you feel like you don't know how to communicate it. Whether it's a text message, a phone call, an email, a FaceTime, a word of mouth, a poem, a song, a postcard, however you transcribe it, however you need to do it. If you're able to do it, do it, just so you can let someone know, hey, I do need help. Hey, I'm not okay. Hey, I don't know what's wrong. Hey, I'm feeling like this. Hey, I don't want to live, or I'm thinking. Let somebody know, like, your death really hurts a lot of people when you're gone. Like, when people commit suicide, I'm not saying I know what they're thinking, but their absence, it just leaves out the families with so many unanswered questions, and it's a pain that's undescribable for families, I'm sure. And we all have loss, right? But at the end of the day, like, we don't want people to feel that that's their only option. We want people to feel like there is reason to live. Life has purpose. Life has reason. You may not know what you want to do. You may not have been born with that gift of, I know I want to be a doctor, lawyer, singer, actor. Okay, me neither. I wasn't born with that gift. I thought I wanted to be a pediatrician when I was a kid. And my thoughts and visions changed so much from then to now. So it's like, even though you may feel like, I don't have purpose in this world, it doesn't mean you need to just check out this world. It doesn't mean you just get to say, all right, I'm leaving. That's it. That's all. Like, your death affects people, and your absence, people, families, friends, people are affected by this. There's people now who's experienced this same loss. Someone's chose to kill themselves or they died, and now they feel like it's only right that they should go too. They just generically feel like, you know what, I don't want to live no more either. Because it was my this, it was my that, it was my this, it was my that. You fill in the blank, whatever you feel appropriate, relative fits the bill for you. I don't want to be come off negative or seem insensitive, because I'm a very sensitive, sympathetic, and empathetic person to the freaking core. I really am. So for me, it's more or less like, it's a tough conversation. And what I want to get across tonight, if anything, is if you need help, I'm not saying come to me, because I'm not a doctor or anything. But what I'm saying is, if you need help or if you know someone that needs help, encourage that person to speak out if you see they're not going to get the help for themselves. Try to help that person see the light, let them get it off their chest before they feel like they have to do this. And I know we can't all save someone all the time. I get it, but if we can save somebody, shit, let's save somebody. Let's save as many people as we can. I'm not saying we gotta, create a whole organization and a brand and a band. I'm not saying we have to do all of that, but again, we all have family members, friends, people we've met in life in different stages of life that we know they may have had a dark past, or they have may had a situation with drugs or alcoholism, or they may have been molested, or raped, or taken advantage of in a situation where it scarred them for life. And to this day, it's a mental problem they have, and they may not acknowledge it as a mental problem, but it is a mental problem. It's a trauma for sure. On top of it being a trauma, it's something that never gets addressed, or, um, I guess, confronted or given a person closure to say, I've moved on from it, so it's like a haunting thing for people. When you go through things as children or adults or any stage of your life, anytime anyone goes through any kind of trauma or tragedy, it affects a person in many ways. Some of us, more than others, some less, it depends. But, regardless of anything, at the end of the day, it's like, we don't know how people harvest their feelings and their emotions. And some people harvest their stuff to a point where they tend to explode at different points. Or, they don't explode, and, they have other situations that bother them, migraines, physical attributes to their body, panic attack, anxiety moments, overeating. They want to smoke more, could have these triggers that make them just feel like this is how they got to deal with this emotion or feeling or thing. So, it's just so sad. I just can't believe, I didn't know this girl. I just can't believe she, this is what happened. And, I don't know the whole story, behind everything, but I want to spend a lot of respect and love and, sincere condolences to her family, Raven K. Jackson's family. I think it's important to acknowledge people when they have loss and, when they're going through things because there's never the right things to say or the right things to do to make someone feel better. But people being acknowledged of what they're going through, their feelings, that's really important because, feelings and emotions are attached, and sometimes if you get in a vibe or a feeling or a sense or a hunch that someone's feeling a kind of way, it may make you move differently at the end of the day around that person. Maybe you not want to have that person around you, that energy may not be the same. And that could be a whole nother issue in a nutshell by itself too, because then that's more stress and anxiety on a person depending on who you are and how you engage with the person, depending on the environment you engage with that person, whether it's a coworker, loved one, distant relative, close circle relative, neighbor. It varies. It really does. But again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that was here super duper early. Everybody that was like, commenting, texting me the whole time I was like late and not here. I really appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna start talking about that. But I want to definitely send y'all another ad and commercial regarding some of the products and services I have, which is just here in the next couple of minutes. And I'm definitely gonna open the chat soon and drop the link to see, even though my time frame was different today. See if anybody want to, chime in and share their opinion of you or give advice or, just chime in and rock out with me for a little bit. Again, I don't want this to be a stream that's going to be like super, sad or emotional. I don't want to make people come out of their comfort zone to a point where they're embarrassed or, uncomfortable to like come back because, they feel some way about being on the channel with me, so share what you feel comfortable sharing. If you feel like this is a topic that you can't handle, I understand and respect that. And this is a safe space at the end of the day too. Again, I have a disclaimer up, so I'm definitely going to drop the link to the chat soon, just for you guys out there who definitely want to chime in and tap in. I feel like I definitely have to give you guys at least a full hour today because that's the least I can do. But happy weekend though. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, y'all. So happy for these new subscribers I have. Again, 64 new subscribers. Your girl is doing big things. But how do you guys feel about this conversation, this topic, suicide, mental health issues, mental health awareness? How do you guys feel about this? Is this something that you talk about in your household? Is it something you talk about at work? Is it something you talk about, amongst loved ones? Like, how do you feel about this topic? Do you guys know of anyone who's taken this road, to glory? Do you have any experience that can make you educated in the field of, dealing with people that, commit suicide? Because there's a lot of trash talk going on about the girl boyfriend right now and how he was doing the sharing of the videos and the text messages she sent before she did what she did, for clout purposes or ulterior motives. And the stream is not to talk about if he did or did not do it for that reason. But it's really more or less to say that it's just sad that we have a whole bunch of friends in our life, family members in our life, co-workers, union friends, neighbors, colleagues, social media followers, and sometimes the people right there in your circle don't even know when you're going through something. They can't sense it, or they're not there to support you in your time of need. Not to put blame on anyone. Again, that's not what I want to do, but you would think that if someone was that serious about committing suicide, that someone close would have saw the signs. Again, I don't want to judge too much. I don't know anything about this young lady at all. I'm really saddened about what happened to her. I'm actually really sad to hear about all of the people who have chose to take this route, to the point where I actually did some research and actually went online to get some data and statistics to see, you know, honestly and weirdly and creepy and kind of, leery, how many people have actually considered choosing suicide as an option because they felt that life wasn't worth living anymore, or why people are actually even choosing to commit suicide. So I'm going to show you guys some of the things I actually saw as I was like looking up this information online. So here I am looking at Forbes website. a very credible website to most people, in America, especially college students. If you go to exam paper or have to do research for a group assignment, you definitely probably saw the Forbes website in your research. So here I am. Why are more Black Americans committing suicide? I'm gonna really scroll through the screen really quickly. I'm not gonna read all of these paragraphs. I'm gonna just like highlight the main bullets and just keep going. So here's the first bullet: exposure to racism and anti-blackness. Very interesting. The next thing is continued exposure to violent crime, violence, and accumulated trauma. I hear that shit right there. I ain't gonna lie. Here's the weird one: social media usage. Not weird, but I guess I'm just surprised to see that there. But hey, I guess there's a lot of crime, links to social media. So I guess it fits the bill. Next one: existing stigma and myth about mental health in the Black community. That I can talk about because your girl's African American, and yeah, my people, we gotta do better. But that generational curse thing is real, so I can get with that one. Number five: untreated mental health illness. Very true in the Black community, from my experience. Motherfuckers don't get treated for mental health illnesses, anything like that. They be like, girl, don't you know? He like his daddy. His daddy was crazy. He used to drink. He was crazy. Or he like his mother. She was retarded. She used to get a check. That's how she is. That's how he is. He gonna grow out of it. She gonna grow out of it. She gonna be alright. She don't need no check. Or no matter of fact, go get that check. Like it's really crazy. Like that. That just be how some families be. I guess like to each his own, whatever the case is. But I just really wish at the end of the day that, we really had a system in place where there was a physical support system built for mental health, awareness, and wellness, because I think a lot of people, like that article said, feels like it goes untreated, number one, for sure. Number two, in the Black community, there's stigmas behind it. Number three is like, at the end of the day, excuse me, hold on, let me pull that back up. 1 second, y'all. I want to pull that article right back up I just had. Un momento. Okay, of course, now I can't find it, but I'm going to show y'all this one. So this one is from the America's Health Rankings. So it's pretty much an entire... Hold on, am I sharing my screen? Jesus Christ, I'm not even sharing my screen. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here I am right now looking at americashealthranking.com, and I was thinking to myself, I know it's like really weird and creepy, but I kind of wanted to know this. So all this data and information right now is reports regarding the suicide rates in United States, national-wide, about suicide, a summary about United States 2021 data statistics regarding suicides, period, on a 100,000 population term. Now, I'm not going to read all this data and statistics to show y'all all this information, but y'all can definitely see the data range. And this data collected is pretty much by race, age, ethnicity, and it's pretty much showing you the death rates per 100,000 population. Each color is represent a different race or ethnicity. And from what you can see, pretty much they're measuring pretty much which races committed suicide, from a period of 2009 through 2019. And in addition, they also chart the data and statistics for the actual age ranges in addition to the ethnicities as well. So I found that really interesting, but I'm not gonna lie, I haven't looked at all of this to actually learn and really see specifically. Of course, I can read the chart, but to just really look at every color, every ethnicity bubble to see which one everyone is, I was just really more interested in like a general number. For me, I want to know, okay, what is the general number of people in 2022 that committed suicide? What is the general number of people that committed suicide in 2001? So I finally got down to this chart right here. I'm not sure if you guys can really see it really good, but it says subpopulation suicide in the United States. So what I like about this chart is that not only does it separate age range, but it also separates ethnicity. And it just pretty much gives me, again, we're talking about deaths per 100,000 population. It gives me a nice breakdown of both of them. And again, this is for the 2021 year, I believe. So again, going by the 100,000 population, it says 6.1 more percent. I'm sorry, 6.1% of females and 23.4% of males. So the rate of males to female ratio is that men have a higher rate of committing suicide, according to this website, Data Statistics, versus women. And I'm looking now at the source. It says CDC Wonder multiple cause of death file 2019. So this data actually comes from 2019, not actually 2021. But that's cool. But anyway, pretty much I found it interesting because they break down the variation of men and women. And as I scroll up on my right hand side, I'm actually seeing the suicide age ranges again for ages 15 through 24, which is 13.9%, ages 25 through 34, 17.5%, ages 35 through 44, 18.1%, suicide ages 45 through 54, 19.6%, suicide age ranges 55 through 64, 19.4, suicide ages between 65 and 74, 15.5, age range 75 to 84, 18.6, age 85 and up, 20.1. Now, on my left hand side, I have the ethnicity breakdown. Again, all of this data and statistics is in the death per 100,000 population. So they have American Indian slash Alaska Natives, Asian slash Pacific Islander, Black, Hispanic, and White. Starting with the very top one, it says suicide rate for American Indian slash Alaska Natives is 21.4, Asian Pacific Islander 7.3, Black 7.3, Hispanic 7.4, White 18.1. I found like this information like just too intense, honestly, for me. I was just like, wow. So it's not that, we don't document it and have the data about it. It's just like I guess there's just no prevention method there in place realistically that I guess works. I don't even know what to say. And that's why I'm going to open up the stream to get everyone's thoughts and opinions on what kind of prevention methods can we, again, not we like we're the A team or we're a team of scientists or researchers that's about to take over the world and come out with our own business and be like this superhero team. I don't mean it in that way, but like more of the sense of what is realistically a great preventive measure in this specific area regarding this issue that's a real issue across the entire country. This data is only the United States. This is not about any other country. Think about all the other countries that have this same issue, same crime we have. Like their data is probably even more or less than our data. Who knows? We really don't know. But I definitely want to pay some attention to the chat right now. So I see Jose says, I'm glad I did not kill myself. I'm glad you did not kill yourself either. I'm glad I had the chance to know you. And I guess we'll talk about that pretty soon if you feel comfortable. He also says, I lost my mom during the pandemic. He then says, I will do a stream sometime this month. I will share my personal story. This will be on my platform. That your platform is for you to do as you like. If that's what you want to do, you should do. I've definitely done some streams on my platform about my personal things I've went through, private things I went through, my virginity, molestation, um, not having a great home environment initially as a child, you know, insecurities, stress. I've been so transparent. The crazy thing is, a lot of those streams I did when I first jumped on YouTube, they didn't get any feedback or any, exposure or any ratings at all. But it's all good. It wasn't for that. It was for me. And now look at me now. Look at me now. Ew. So I'm definitely gonna drop the link to the panel right now to get everyone's um, opinion if you want to chime in and tap in. want to get you guys' opinion, see how you feel about it. I don't want to, sadden anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want anyone to crying or sad. I don't want this to be a sad stream. The link is there. I just dropped the link. I'm learning to talk a lot more. Have you guys noticed that? I be like running with the lips, like la 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 bamba, la 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 bamba. I be going now. Like the girl be up here talking like 30 minutes and more. Whew. But it's all good. That means that I'm comfortable. I'm not scared to speak in front of an audience, the world, because let's face it, when I become famous, like when I become poppin' lit, like when I become the ish on YouTube and everywhere else, people gonna look at these videos like, oh my God, look what she was saying in 2020. Look what she was saying in 2021. Look what she was doing in 2015. Look what she was doing. That's what people are gonna be saying, like, and oh my God, she's 40 what? Oh my God, like how was she keeping herself? And I don't do it for that reason, but we all do it for a reason, right? So I have dropped the link to the stream in the chat. If you would like to join the platform tonight, please feel free to do so. This is not going to be a long one, especially no one jumps in before 10. I'm going to definitely wrap this up real quick. Shout out to all my guests who normally pop through. Normally I'm blessed with Suds and Satin. I'm pretty sure I missed her because I'm super late tonight. Shout out to Plus Beauty. I'm pretty sure I missed her too because she either forgot or I didn't tell her or I was late. Shout out to Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. He's always here for all of my streams. Shout out to Introvert Boliqua. He's normally here with me sometimes too. Shout out to the 18th letter, Rakim. Shout out to Montana Wax. I see him sometime pop through. Shout out to the Radical Latino. I always see him pop through sometime as well. Shout out to Denise Gonzalez. Shout out to MK's Echo Chamber. Shout out to James Mapp. Shout out to all of those people. Shout out to Golden Goddess Queen BA. Shout out to Miranda. Shout out to who am I missing? There's so many of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron's friends who show me a lot of love and support, like all the time, even if he's not live, even if he's not uploading, like they show me mad love. Like if I'm missing any of you guys, I'm so sorry. But shout out to all of y'all. Y'all really rock. Y'all been like the coolest people I've met up here so far, which made me doing these streams a lot easier, made it a lot comfortable. And definitely spending a lot of time with y'all on streams, getting to know y'all and y'all sharing the tips with me on how to move it and shake it. That was great too. So the link is in the chat, guys. Again, if you want to jump on, you can do so. And since I got the whole platform by myself and y'all rocking out with the best, I'm going to keep grabbing y'all attention with some more feedback and some views and some tea because I like it like that. I really like this video right here that I want y'all to see. So you know what I'm talking about. Hello, how you guys doing? It's KFIT now. I'm here to give you guys a few more updates that I feel like you need to know that's very important.
It's social, it's recreational, and it's athletic. Women love it, and guys love it for their women. The KFIT Club presents the KFIT Yoga Outfits. Get your KFIT yoga suit today. Go to KFIT.club.
Stay tuned for that. Thanks for checking out this video. I appreciate all the love and support. Go pre-order your KFIT yoga suit now. Hello, how you guys doing? It's KFIT now. I'm here to give you guys a few more updates that I feel like you need to know that's very important.
It's social, it's recreational, and it's athletic. Women love it, and guys love it for their women. The KFIT Club presents the KFIT Yoga Outfits. Get your KFIT yoga suit today. Go to KFIT.club.
Stay tuned for that. Thanks for checking out this video. I appreciate all the love and support. Go pre-order your KFIT yoga suit now. Hello, how you guys doing? It's KFIT now. I'm here to give you guys a few more updates that All right. I know you like this. I know she ain't gonna play that sucker 3 times. Who she thinks she is a queen? You damn Skippy. Nah. My bad. Just trying out something different, something new, and I definitely want some of y'all to see this. Some of my followers was like, "Hold on, you got yoga suits? You got a website? You got this? You got that?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "But I never see it." I'm like, "Damn." I really don't be promoting my shit. So yeah, that's my stuff. I'm definitely letting people know that I'm definitely looking for a completely brand new look. You'll hear more about that on social media. But yeah, those are the signature KFIT yoga suits. I have 3 pieces. I have 2 pieces. I have several colors. I have the nice, juicy, plump sizes, the 2Xs, the 3Xs, the 1Xs, the large, the mediums, no smalls, no extra smalls. Compression leggings, same thing. I have some 2Xs. I have 1Xs, some large, maybe a medium, no smalls, no extra smalls. I kept it on the thick, juicy, curvy side, because that's what I know. That's who's around me. Those are the people that actually want the look. So shout out to all the lovely ladies that showed me mad love and support purchasing yoga suits, leggings, headbands, wristbands, online workouts, meal plans, um, in-person workouts, packages, bundles for me. Shout out to all those queens and princesses and strong, motivated women that, took me up on my challenge and I helped with their bodies into shape. Special shout out to Alana Hepburn too. That was the last young lady I was working with, who did something really interesting that I haven't seen in a while. My other clients, she actually had a beauty pageant she was in, so that was super dope. That was like really cool to be a part of that journey with her, and I actually saw her go through all the points of the pageant. That was dope. I never seen that from myself. So it was cool working out with Alana because that was a different kind of client. I never had a client like that before. So shout out to Alana Hepburn, princess and sweetheart for real. So I'm out here rocking out with y'all. 47 minutes, 31 seconds. And it looks like this stream is gonna be a definite hour stream. And I can appreciate that and love on that because I was never used to doing the long streams, 2 and 3 hours. That was definitely super new for me. Definitely something I wasn't really, really comfortable doing because I ain't gonna front. I'm super duper shy, and I know some of y'all probably are not gonna believe that shit, but I really am. I'm really, really shy, and for some reason, even when I do my wine and FaceTime videos here with you guys, um, I get nervous. I get nervous when my countdown is going on. I get nervous when my video intros is about to end. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go on. They're gonna see me. Ah. Like I get nervous. I don't know why. Like I don't know if it's the kid in me. Is this the jitters for stage? Like lights, camera, action, let's go. But I still get super nervous. Like I tell you, I'm a regular exactly girl from the Bronx. True story. Like I still get jitters. I guess it's just that excitement when you're doing something you're passionate about. It's like the jitters, like you're about to walk on stage and show off your skills, your thing, and people gonna be looking at you like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm silly, super animated, so that's just a little bit of me coming through right now. As well as getting good news from the doctor, how to cure myself as well, and these are some of the interesting things that's been going on. Understood, Jose. I understand that. Well, at least you caught some of the stream. That's really important. So Jose Negron wanted to join the panel, but he's in transit. I think he was at a Labor Day function with our mighty union, local SSEU 371. They were in the they were in a parade today, and I saw Jose doing videos and shorts on the parade. So I know he was like, busy, and obviously he's not home yet. So he would like to join the panel, but he's not able to join the panel. But it's all good, Jose. You join a lot of my shows, so if you miss one, that's totally fine. And at least I know you're here with me in spirit. You'll definitely, catch enough of it to, send feedback if you want to. But you guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. It's definitely an interesting topic to me. Again, shout out to Raven K. Jackson's family. My condolences to her family and everything. It's definitely a tragedy. Like I don't know what happened with the young lady. Don't know her. Don't follow her. She has a great content on YouTube, a large following on YouTube as well as social media. Great body, beautiful woman. Sad to see that she chose to do this, but I guess there was a lot going on, as everyone's saying on social media and the blog. She had been dealing with mental health for a while, so you know, It never feels right. It never feels understandable to say, I understand, I get it, in these type of situations. But I guess all I continue to say is like when you know better, you do better. And for us, family, friends, coworkers, those people sitting by the sidelines, knowing someone needs real, real help, when when you really, 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 really know someone needs help to the point where you can say, yeah, this person been dealing with mental health for X amount of years. So when you know that about someone and it's your loved one or your friend, try to show your friend some support. Try to let your friend vent. Try to do whatever you can to help show your friend ain't taking it to the extreme to where they're gonna really commit the whole action. Like that's the least we can do as families, friends, bystanders, loved ones, people in the background scenes who know we got friends really going through it to the point where they know they can't, they feel like they can't make it through. Like try to get that person love, try to love on that person, try to let that person know their value. They should be here on earth with us, and that they got work to do on earth, even if they don't understand what that work means is coming down the pipeline. That their life is precious, that they need to hold on to it, to not take it, because it does affect the loved ones of the people that's left behind. It's hard for people to get over that loss when they don't have answers why. Not for nothing, I'm gonna tell a little story real quick. um my grandmother on my dad's side has a child that went missing, and that was lost for her. And I don't want to really say any much more about the conversation because I'm now thinking about maybe that's something my grandma don't want me to talk about. Maybe she may not be comfortable with the world knowing that. But we all deal with loss differently. But again, going back on track with um, suicide. Like it's sad that there's so many people committing suicide. Going over those data and statistics, just really made me think like, damn, this shit is happening so much, and it's just we're so desensitized and it's so normalized, or we're either not hearing about it to the point where when we do hear about it, either we're not shocked or we're so used to hearing about it, it's like, oh well, what can you say? Like I literally saw a woman drop off the Brooklyn Bridge during the pandemic and kill herself. Like I didn't see it live. I saw it on video after she did it, but wow. I mean, I don't know if we all got suicide in us. I don't know. I'll be very transparent. I'm a very curious person. Outside of fitness and personal training, like I'm super curious. I be thinking about the most type of things. Like I've thought about suicide before. I ain't gonna lie, it's crossed my mind. But have I actually acted it out to get to the end, to the middle? No, obviously not, because I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can't blame no one really, but it's like I feel like everyone watching this stream right now, everyone who's in the chat right now, everyone who's gonna join the panel or not join the panel knows someone that they know they about that life, that they know they capable of doing it. You can see it in them that they can do it. You know what I'm saying? But I have my first guest for tonight. I wanna introduce Rakim. I believe he's from Chi Town. I was looking his social media, I think earlier. I think he's from Chicago, I think. But he's coming up on the platform, so I'm gonna introduce Rakim to the stage. Hey,
What's up? What's up? What's up, KFIT?
how you doing, yo?
I'm doing all right. I can't call it. I cannot call it.
All right, cool, cool. Are you from Chicago?
Yes, I am.
I was being an investigator today. I was looking on your social media because I sent my link out to mad people, right? Only to be
Uh
fucking
huh.
a whole hour late to my own damn show. And when I was going back to my inbox, like, damn, how many times I DM people, some people I'm still living. Like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not even going back no more. They're gonna look at my story, they're gonna just realize like she said 9 o'clock.
Yeah, no, it's all good. That happens sometimes. That happens. Life gets in the way, and
Yeah, but
sometimes
I was
it's
looking through your pictures. I was like, I think he's from Chicago. So you're from Chi Town.
Yes, I am from the South Side, born and raised.
Okay, so can I be like a real dweeb and nerd right now?
Go ahead.
All right, so you know that show Power Force.
Show Power, yeah, Force with Tommy, yeah.
All right, so do you know that neighborhood and that those scenes? Like, is that a real block in Chicago?
Yeah, certain blocks, yeah, they are real blocks. There's a lot of blocks that they filmed that's on Force that he filmed in the Ideal Gardens. Tommy is originally from Chicago too. He's from the back of the yards neighborhood.
Mm. I did not know that because I love that show. Like, I ain't gonna front. I love Tommy. Like Tommy, that
Hmm.
white boy. But anyway, I love the show. Period. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. But
Right.
not for nothing. When you be seeing these shows like Power, you sometimes you don't know if they really in the city they say they in. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how the TV do.
Absolutely, absolutely. We had a lot of shows that was filmed here. Power, The Shy on Showtime.
Oh, I love The
Except,
Shy. That's my show.
yeah, except it's only one thing with that. They say it's the South Side, but they really kind of switched it and put it on the West Side. Because I noticed when I was looking at it, I was like, this ain't the South Side. I was looking at the buildings. I'm like, it was on the West Side, but they used South Side street signs and all of that. But
So is the West Side like a more uppity version or something of the hood?
no, no, both. At one point, the South Side was kind of grimy, and the West Side was even more grimy. And it's still kind of like that to this day. But some people would say the West Side is more laid back than the South Side a little bit. The South Side kind of like the grimiest, but it's all pretty. It's all the same, pretty much. But yeah, like Twister is from the West Side. Twister is from a section on the West Side called K Town.
Oh, Twister,
Um,
the fast rapper, the fat one.
yes,
Oh, I
yes.
like him too. When I was in my 20s, I used to love trying to sing his songs.
Yeah, yeah. He's from Common is from the South Side. Kanye is from the South Side.
I
We have
want to come to
numerous
Chicago. If
people.
I ever come to Chicago, I'm gonna hit you up like, yo, I'm out here.
I think you will love it. I think you will love it. Outside of New York, Harlem, Chicago is known to be a black mecca. It has a strong Latin community here as well. Um, but like primarily, it's known to be a black mecca. It's a lot of culture here, and it was built on a lot of culture and a lot of history here for Black Americans that was coming during the Great Migration. So most of the people that's up here are peoples are from down south.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you've been listening to me. But if you want me to fill you in what I'm talking about, this is really like a mental health check conversation. Checking in on people, talking about suicide, and I was inspired to talk about this young lady. That I heard about her story online. Her name is Raven K. Jackson. Um, Young black woman just killed herself. Just was over life. Just felt like she couldn't live anymore in 2022 with all this shit going on in the world talking about fake supporters and no supporters and entrepreneurship. Like she got a couple of rants on social media where it's her last days before her death or her death day, and she's just venting and I don't know anything besides she's allegedly 600 Breezy's girlfriend, some rapper. I don't know if he's from where he's from, but I don't know his music or her. And the story touched me because she's a social media influencer, personal trainer, and she's doing the exact things I'm trying to do. You guys give me advice on with my channel and stuff like that. So I was driven to the story and I wanted to touch a little bit of light on it. So have you heard about this girl at all?
Yes, I've heard about her and 600 Breezy. He's from here as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because a lot of people like when it comes to dealing with mental health, it's because a lot of people really don't know themselves sometimes, and some people look for acceptance in a world where it's not the best for your mental health. Like when you're talking about the music industry and Instagram modeling and various things, you run past a lot of people who have bad energy, people whose spirit is not right, that's looking to manipulate you for their own monetary gain. And that's something that's important for people to understand. And also, people get caught up in the image so much that they feel like they have to live up to that image at all costs to attract followers and different things like this. The economy that we're dealing with right now is not what it once was, and that's causing for a lot of people to have a mental breakdown, especially if you have people that put on that facade that they got money, that they're oh, I got this, I'm above this type of people. When you're forced to humble yourself, that can do a lot for your mental health as well.
Absolutely. I definitely remember being in the trenches at the bottom and just thinking about like, damn, what's going on with my life? Like, God, like, tell me what I'm supposed to do. Like, what is my purpose? Like, I can't be out here doing this. This can't be the life I gotta live. Like, I know I'm better than this, you know. So I know we all hit those blocks in life where we feel like, fuck it, I'm gonna do something risky. You know, I'm gonna rob a bank or I'm gonna do a scam or I'm gonna do some shit I know I ain't supposed to do that's gonna get me in fucking trouble, or you try the entrepreneurship lane or the like I said, the risky drug lane or scam, whatever, whatever. But long story short, we
Yeah,
all hit rock bottom. But it's like,
yeah.
what is making more people now just say fuck it all?
It's just certain people just don't have the mental capacity, or like if their mental health was fragile to begin with, they're just one push away from the edge. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, some people can deal with it, and some people just don't have the support system. Unfortunately, we have a lot of broken families within our community, and when you don't have that support system, it makes you kind of just feel like that you don't matter at all. And
Right.
sometimes the pain is too difficult for some people to bear. It was just a situation here not that long ago in a suburb called Forest Park, Illinois, where it was at a particular gun range, and the gun range that I frequented, where a woman was having a mental health breakdown. She was trying to get bullets, and the guys realized something was wrong, and she ended up leaving. And as you know, they contacted the authorities or whatever to come see about it. But as they pulled up on her, she drew a firearm and she held somebody hostage.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, she ended up losing her life in the process. And she wanted that because she had been crying out for help on social media prior to that. And I guess she didn't have any family support.
Yeah, it's just really crazy. It's like you really gotta watch your back, and you really gotta check in with people. I feel like a lot of people are so segregated, but then again, people still want to like populate and congregate and go back to socializing and not social distancing. So a lot of people are like in their feelings about like how they want to continue life with this pandemic and all the new things that's going on. And again, mental health and wellness is about all of that because we're all dealing with it a different way. And no one say what's the right way or the wrong way. We all have our feelings about it, despite what TV news and outlets say we should do. So it's kind of like I get why some people are really, really like over it, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know if the rates are going up higher than normal or if this it has been normal, but I just feel like it seems like it's more frequent than ever.
Yeah, it is because with the economy tanking and everything. See, one thing we got to understand too, when people that have low self esteem, which low self esteem can affect your mental health as well. Within our culture, it's a lot of people that like to front. It's a lot of people that like to stunt. And sometimes people can look at that and you don't know how a lot of people are getting their money on social media. But you have a lot of people that look at what's going on social media, or people that they know. In particular, I knew one particular woman. She didn't have it like that, but she used to want to stunt in front on people because that's what she wanted to be. So she was always taking trips. I think her the guy she was involved with was doing some type of scamming or something. But like she was always out of town taking pictures, on this yacht at this party downtown, in the richy areas and all of that. And for the average person that don't know how to attain that, they can look at that and they get jealous, or it makes them reflect on their lives and they start thinking that they're a failure on something, not even realizing that it's just a facade.
Absolutely, like that's real, like that's why sometimes I feel like it's important to have a social media break. I feel like I went through a moment where I felt like I was comparing myself to people on social media, like I'm not having as much fun as this person. What am I doing wrong? I have a master's degree. I did this, I did that. I done built the rock. I done made water. In my feelings about my own little accomplishments. Like, well, why am I not getting the fruit of my labor yet? Like what am I doing wrong? And then you got to do self check and all that, whatever the case is. But it's like at some point you can't help but to like get caught up in that little wormhole for a little minute. So I'm like, you know what? Social media breaks are great because you got to separate reality from that shit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I personally feel that social media has taken over television, and social media can be even more as damaging as television because it's unraw, uncut, unedited. So you're seeing so many different things all at once, and with the way that the algorithm works and various things like that. So it can you can have a lot of things that that you're being bombarded with, and that can cause depression if you're feel that, oh, why am I not as accomplished as this person, or why am I not as accomplished as that person? Because we all know that everything in America is based on image. Everything, even if you don't have it, pretend that you got it until you get it. So, and for the average people that are living, if you in the hood or you in the ghetto, it's this kind of like way to make people feel bad about not having things, and that causes people to try to want to carry that image even though if they don't have it like that. And we see a lot of that within the entertainment industry. So it's important for people to really be in tune with themselves and who they are. And if it's anything that don't match who you are, it's best to just stay away from that. Like, as far as, you know, um, devoting your time and energy to it. I advise for people, if you're living in any major city, go downtown, go to an art district, go see, plays, different things, to have your mind at ease whenever you can. Read books on finances, or learn how to try to find a way to, take advantage of any type of little opportunity that may be able to bring in extra income and various things like that. I know it's not easy, but it helps. It helps when you're, talking about, just trying to find things to make yourself satisfied with life.
I agree. I remember like in my early 20s, like I was actually stressed. I had stressful moments at that time. And one thing I should do is like the only free thing to do in New York City. We have this ferry that goes from Manhattan to Staten Island. And Staten Island's like the borough that's not a part directly of any other borough. It's like it sits off in the water by itself somewhere. There's a free ferry that goes there for people that commute and work in the city and you live in Staten Island. And when I used to be super, super stressed with life and everything, this ferry runs every hour on the hour, unless it's like after midnight. I think it has like a different schedule. I would ride that ferry from Manhattan to Staten Island to Manhattan, back and forth, which is a 20-minute ride. And so I felt like I could release my stress and feel like I was okay with whatever I was going through at the moment. And for me, like no matter what time of night it was, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 8 p.m., like that was a stress reliever for me. And that was like something that got me back to my cool. Like, all right, Kashel, you got this. I don't know if it was like the ocean crashing, the sky, the stars. I don't know what it was about that ferry ride, but that ferry ride was very therapeutic for me. So I feel like with us too, with black and brown people, I feel like we don't want to find that therapeutic, resource because it sounds like doctor, white institution, lab coat, mental crazy house, something wrong. Like it's just that stigma that's with it, and it's like, oh, I can't do that. Like, mm-mm. It's like, well, that can help you. Why do you not want to do that?
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's very important as well. Just certain people are just caught up in, um, a lot of people are just caught up in certain things as far as trying to keep up. You remember that term when we was growing up, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to trying to do what the next person is doing, and that can really have a that can really cause a disaster with your mental health, because jealousy is real, envy is real. We didn't create the term haters for a reason, and not saying that you can be jealous and envious of a person and they don't even really have it like that. It just making you think that they got it like that, and really, it's a lot of people that just don't know what they're going to do because the economy is so bad right now, and rents is rising up, and if people are leading single family households and everything, it can be extremely difficult at this particular time.
Yeah, it really is. And like no more stimulus checks is coming out. So people are like, oh, what I'm gonna do? They still got these PPP loan scams and people going to jail for that. People ain't learning their lesson yet. Like y'all niggas crazy. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah, I feel the same way because I had people telling me like, man, you want to get involved with this PPP loan? I'm like, shit, man, that's federal. Y'all can keep it.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure you drive the truck. It's like, yo, bro, you get a truck, you get some employees. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm straight on that. Because when the feds come knocking, and you're gonna either have to pay that back, or you're gonna have to do 85% of what they sent you, and I ain't about
And
that
it
life.
ain't even worth it.
It ain't
So,
even worth it.
question: what do you think, as a society, as a people, that we can do to really bring some real critical physical support and help to this whole crisis of mental health? Like, do you think there's a realistic solution that works to like really lower these numbers and statistics of suicides in our communities and even within the country, across all ethnicities? Like, do you think there's a real solution to this issue? I mean, I know it's a crisis for a reason, obviously, but like, can you even think of anything that would be like a realistic way to say, okay, this is the right step in the right direction for this issue?
Well, the only thing I can really think of is resources, but understanding the way that that politics work, and um, the way that the economy works. I know that they're not trying to put any resources towards, especially the black community, with dealing with mental health, because of course what we're dealing with is psychological trauma passed down from generations to generations. Of course, some of us um, are living in poverty, and that takes a toll with stress and everything like that. So I really don't know what the solution can be. The only thing I can think of is that families need to become more supportive and stick together and try to be more understanding, and make sure to pay more attention to the next generation coming up. Because one of the reasons that we have a repeat of what's going on is because the generation after us have been abandoned, and they are now dealing with certain issues that they don't even have an answer from, because the previous generation didn't prepare them. So now, they are, into social media, and the images that they see are so negative, and their influences are so negative that they're just running around out of control with no respect for anybody.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like to me as well. That's what I've been thinking. So I'm like, you know what, like this goes back to like a generational thing for me, and it's like, at some point you feel like you can't keep blaming it on a generation because
Hey,
when
bro.
you know better, you do
No,
better.
no, no, no. I'm with it.
So like, when you know better, you do better at the end of the day. So it's like, we definitely gotta take accountability for knowing when to like man up or woman up to the situation, because like, all right, you're not a kid anymore. You know what you should be doing with life or this situation, and you're just neglecting or choosing to like look the other way or not handle something the way you should handle something. So it's a really touchy subject. Like, even when I thought about it, so like, what realistically can be done on a nationwide, citywide, statewide, community-wide level, on any platform I just said, to actually get some real productive, positive, you know, data-driven, results. So this is not a crisis. So this is not a thing that's constantly happening, because I think it's so sad that people are not even growing up having families and kids. Like, one of the videos I saw, this young lady, she was talking about how she didn't even want no kids, and hell no to kids. It's like people haven't even lived their lives yet. They're dying before they even lived a life, before they even grew up. Like, you haven't even lived yet, and now you're gone. Like, I just lost my little cousin a couple months ago. He was only 22. Same thing. Like, he didn't have a family yet, get married yet. Like, these people are dying at younger and younger rates and ages, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, we all look at suicide as either cowardly or weak or stress, or we all have our different views on how we look at it. And I don't want to judge her for what she did. I don't know what was going on in this young lady's life or anyone's life who considered doing this and successfully achieved this. But it's like, it's a heavy impact on the family you leave with these questions of why, what could they have done. And again, I feel like sometimes we know these people are this type of person, or it could be this type of situation, and we just don't do nothing. We feel like, all right, that's their life, I got my own shit to deal with, or that's their kid, I'm on my business. So it's like, it's so sad. And it's like you're right. I don't really see nothing on the major level that we can really do.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I feel the same exact way. Um, you have to excuse the background noise. I'm getting myself some food, but yeah, I feel the exact same way. I think it's a lot of people that they have bitterness, and some people they don't want to see the next generation doing better. And I think that's a conversation we need to have with them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just heartbreaking for me. I'm just like, wow, like I just feel like, I have a lot in common with this young lady again, her being a fit, a social media influencer and like, checking out her social media and her YouTube. I'm like, damn, she's doing the same exact things that I'm trying to figure out for my own self right now. But I never heard about this girl until unfortunately her demise. And now I'm just like, damn, like she looked like she was doing pretty good. Like, what the fuck made her want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse my French. I don't full disclaimer in this video, I don't mean to come off negative or offensive or disrespectful, but I'm like, from the outside, you look good, what I'm saying? Not your body, but everything else going on. Like, you a young girl, like, really, like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? Not that I want to know the details, but it's just sad. It's really sad.
No, I agree 100%. I agree with 100%, and that's as well too. Like, it's just difficult to say what's actually transpired or what made her feel that she had to do that. And that's with both genders within our community, we need to really have a serious talk about people. If you can get therapy, go to therapy, because your mental health is very important, and it's important to understand that everyone that's around you may not be for you as well, and a certain negative energy that you may have to get away from you, because when you don't have people that do take care of their mental health, or is generational issues that's passed down from generation to generation. Like I said before, you have kids that's growing up and they develop that same type of mind state, because you have negative people within their families that try to treat them bad, or treat them in a negative way, to make them feel bad about themselves, just because they feel like that they didn't do well with their own lives. So, or they don't really care, and they don't care until you become an adult and you can do things for your own. Then they want to act like we're family and everything. So
You ain't lying about that one either. That's the whole truth. I just feel like it's just super sad. It's really, really sad when you think about it. It's like pride wins at the end of the day when people know they should be changing for the next generation. And it's like, why people are really that stubborn. It's just so crazy. I just really don't understand how people can just sit back and watch someone like ruin their own shit for pride purposes too. At the end of the day, it'd be something like, well, that ain't my kid, that ain't my son, that ain't my daughter, so oh well. Like, what do you mean? That's your relative, though. That's your niece, your nephew, your cousin, your sister. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? How do you justify like when to intervene and when not to intervene? Like, but then again, you got to think about the realistic thing too. Sometimes in our communities, we don't want help. We don't want anyone in our business. We don't want anyone, all up in what we got going on. Especially if we grown, we quick to tell
mhm.
somebody mind your business, worry about your own household.
Yeah, and a lot of the times too, those are from the people that are always the most judgmental, the ones that know that they talk bad about people or look down on people. Those are the ones that
Hmm.
they're afraid that people are going to do the same thing to them. So they, a lot of the times, they don't want people up in their business, because a lot of the times they up in everybody else's business. So
Exactly.
but yeah, like it's just like, for instance, like, same thing with me. I was dealing, like, I have my mental breakdown sometimes, because within the last 2 years I lost my grandmother, and my grandmother was my heart and my rock for everything. I didn't really have parents coming up. She was the one that raised me. I had my mother, but my mother, she was on drugs, and she couldn't, and she just never was really a parent. She never was a parent.
Right.
So my grandmother, my great grandmother in my earlier childhood, and my grandmother was the ones that took care of me most of my life, and I've dealt with jealousy from other relatives, people that you know think that you got more than them, and they don't like you for that, and different things like that. I've dealt with a lot of that stuff. I've dealt, growing up, just dealing with people that was on drugs or people that feel like their lives was messed up and all they lived for was drama. Um,
Hmm.
my grandmother, she was very educated. She knew how to make money. Liked it, nice things. Taught me so much. And she was the sweetest person until you pushed her and you pushed her there, and then she can turn into somebody. She turned into somebody else. She loved her grandchildren. Loved her grandchildren. And she did so much for me and looked out for me, and I had to when she passed from cancer, breast cancer, I really it was hard for me. It was very hard for me. It's a lot of people that you think that your friends or your family that you've always ignored those red flags because you was a loyal person and you always tried to. But when it's all said and done, a lot of people are just more selfish, and people that you have invested time in friendships with, that you realize that they ain't got your back. That can take a toll on your mental health as well.
Yeah, for sure. I remember Matana Wax was mentioning that on, I think, my stream or Jose's stream, how, you were really supportive to him in his time of need when he was, down and out. And even your grandma was like, a figure in his life as well. So that really, for me, brought a lot of character to who you were outside of your avatar picture on YouTube. I'm like, okay, that's super dope. This guy speaking very passionately about him and his grandma, so of course you're passionate as your grandma, whatever, but here's someone else speaking up, as well, the same exact story. So this is dope because this is how it was back in the day when it was a big mama, what I'm saying? Like your grandma sounded like she was kind of like a big mama of the house, that she took care of the kids, and everyone knew her, and she probably cooked them big dinners for everybody and stuff like that, and those get-togethers and those gatherings probably was at her house, so she sounded like she may have been somewhat of that influence or that role model in your household, as well as a parent and an educator and a supporter, and someone to guide you as well. So some of us got her, the grandma, some of us got the dad, some of us got the mom, some of us got an auntie or cousin or something. Some of us got nothing, So blessings to you that you had her, because sometimes, even that still affects some of us. Like, well, why didn't I have my parents? Why come my parents been together? Why come my parents have been, what I'm saying? Like sometimes even that still affects some of us to the point where it becomes a mental health awareness thing that you're challenged with that you don't realize because you're not expressing it. You're holding it in.
Absolutely. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm right here by this alarm. Let me get out of Dodge real quick before I
No
speak.
problem. Hi, Denise. Yes, thank you. I have African cichlids. I have babies, and then the babies died. But yeah, this is my little fish tank. I got the ring light in the back, so you probably can't really see it good. And I have that light on like super low as well. Let me see if I can turn up that light a little bit. See even better. Okay, that's probably too high. Yeah, that's the best view I think for lighting purposes.
Okay, and I am back. Yeah, and it's like if you don't have a strong support system, a lot of the times people will easily break because without a strong support system, it's like when you watch the Animal Planet or various or the Discovery Channel, and you see the lion pride, and when you see the lion pride, and they just don't, like, if it's cubs that wander off and there's no pride to protect them, what happens? They're vulnerable. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're vulnerable to attacks from predators. Hyenas, buffaloes. Anything that's willing to kill them, or a gazelle without their mother. And that's the way human beings operate too. They operate the same way. If you don't have a strong support system or a family, people will use that to their advantage to manipulate you, to take advantage of you, and different things like that. It's and that can really cause an effect on your mental health. It's like you can be overwhelmed with a lot of things as well. If you're stepping into a business world and you don't realize how difficult it could be working with some people, or it's just dealing with corrupt business, or people trying to get over on you, various things. And you can just have bad luck, and some people will be like, why am I always in this position? Why is this me? I try my best to be a good person, and it's not working out in my favor. It
Yeah,
seems,
because they got malicious intent sometimes on people.
yeah, and it can be like, why does it seem like, it was one thing that my uncle always told me that stuck with me, um when I was a kid, and that was something that I never forgot. And he said, make sure that you try to do what you can to stay one step ahead, because this shit is not like the movies, man. We living in a world where the bad guy can win.
Yeah, that's real shit. For real.
And
I
all of
remember
this.
my first time I felt like I knew life was real, real. Like I feel like, when I finally got my apartment, started paying bills, and I had a car, and I started seeing where my check was going every time I got paid. Like, damn, I need another job. Like
Absolutely,
shit.
it feels like you're working for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you're just
You working
working
to
to
pay
give,
bills, and that's it.
yeah, give your money away. And especially with these taxes, I already know New York taxes through the roof. Illinois is similar. I'm like, this feels like extortion.
Yeah, it
This
really
feels
do
like
because
like extortion.
you be like, son ain't getting paid this check. I don't know, but somebody ain't getting no money. I know that right.
Yeah, no, because you get tired of it. You get tired of it after a while. You like, can I just have some money to buy myself something nice? I just want to buy myself something nice to make it feels like, so I can see where my money actually went to for once.
Right. And I learned, not for nothing, that that's a part of, wellness, and personal care, and, treating yourself, doing something for you. That's a part of, awareness, treating yourself, loving on yourself, doing for yourself, whether it's a haircut, a shape up, hair wig, manicure, pedicure, yourself on a movie date, yourself on a lunch date, yourself on your little sneaky fat crush favorite dessert parlor. Like, you're supposed to do that for yourself outside of your spouse, outside of your kids. Like, everyone's supposed to have that me time to them to be selfish with themselves.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And yeah, because if you're not doing that, then you can get lost. And once you get, and that can make you depressed too, because you'll be like, where is all of my money going? Why does it feel like I've been working for the last 2 years and I have nothing to show for it? Because you're paying bills and different things like that. So you always want to make sure you treat yourself so you can get a rest, so you can relax for a second, because it's difficult out here, and it's not getting any easier. It's not getting any easier, and we're going to start seeing more, unfortunately, more people in a depressed mindset, because we're dealing with people that feel like they're losing their finances. You're going to see an increase in hustles online. You're going to see more people. Hell, you're going to start seeing more people. For the men, you're going to see more crime in the cities, and for a lot of the women, you're going to see more twerking on Instagram and more OnlyFans. Because everyone's trying to figure out a way that they can get extra income, which is
Well,
which I don't agree with, doing anything illegal to to do that before young kids out here that don't have anything. Um, that's their first method, you know, whether it be scamming, doing some type of scheme, anything, or strong arm robbery or robbery with a weapon or different things like that.
You know how many these little young mother effers try to get me to give them my debit card number or my checking account number? Like, yo, ma, I get you this one, ma. I'm like, excuse me, I pay my bills. I be gonna fuck up my account. Have my account on frozen. Have me over in my bank. Are you crazy? They got all kind of scams out here. Oh, you got
Absolutely,
Cash App? I get your cash. You can't get my Cash App either.
absolutely. Just like when people, hey, man, I can get you this amount of money if you jump in this and jump in that. No, no, no. I ain't no damn fool, young boy. I was born in '88, not '08.
Okay, it's
You're
like,
not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to get one over me like that.
and then you got to think about the reality TV phase of the whole mental health awareness. Like, I was really at a point during the pandemic, or even prior to the pandemic, that I was socially brainwashed into all this BS to the point where I was like, hold on, why I don't got a fur? Why I don't got no red bottoms? Why I don't got a Birkin? I'm a grown ass woman. Everyone supposed to have a fur. Like I started running down the list of all things I did not have, comparing to all the shit these bitches talk about they got on TV, and started doubting my values and worth. Like, hold on, I earned this. I can get this. I really started. I had a moment. I had like a moment. I had to really like cut out reality TV out of my life for like 2 years.
No, reality TV is not healthy, and that goes to show you what I was just speaking about earlier about things being an illusion. Because a lot of them don't even own those things. A Birkin is expensive. That is not something you know uh, that the average person can just go out here and get. Especially you talking about a $40,000, $50,000 handbag. You also have a lot of these women that's on social media, not social media, on reality TV. They're only making what 3,000 an episode, 2,000 an episode. That's why you have so many celebrities that turn to it because there's nothing else going on in their career, especially if they was popping in the past and now things have changed.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I can definitely get that, but I say all that to say, like, I know how people can get caught up into social media, the blogs, and comparing themselves and what they got, the vacations, the restaurants, the dinner dates, the love life, the little sweet things that the boyfriends and girlfriends do on social media when they, all that BS you see that people do a great job marketing and getting the best photos and lighting for all that BS, whatever the case is, like everyone comes to the point where they're like, okay, wow, why do I not have this love? Why does my family not do this? How come my job, like you really get so quick you actually do compare. And for some people who are, I guess, a little bit more weak minded, they get sucked up into that and it becomes depression or it becomes something more.
Absolutely, and that's what really it boils down to. It boils down to what the subject is about for tonight, your mental health. Because once a person's mind is broken, it's nothing else that can be done. Like, because you have to reprocess a person's whole thinking, their whole mind state, in order for them to change and progress on a different level. A lot of
Yeah.
people can, the mind is one of the most powerful things, and it can, once it's broken, it's difficult to say what the future may hold for that person, especially if they're used to thinking in a mindset. If you can't get yourself out of that mindset, then it's very difficult. Unfortunately, some people have to be told what to think, and some people are just natural critical thinkers on their own. Me personally, I've always been a critical thinker. I've always asked questions. I've always, overthought about things, and I was one of those people too. I've suffered from my depression and suffered from different things going on in my life. Early in my life, I definitely had low self-esteem because it wasn't instilled in me as a child to be, to have high self-esteem. I was always like most kids, like that's growing up in the hood, the punching bag for everyone else's problems. So it can, like, if a person's mind is not right, or if they're, especially if they're not at a young, if they're at a young age where you can put them back on a crash course to the right path, then that mentality is allowed to fester, and then it turns into something else that, can affect them and their mental health for years to come.
Absolutely, like transparently, like I've had a low self esteem for a lot of my life, especially as a youth, a teenager. Like I always compare myself to other girls. Like I don't have boobs yet, or my body doesn't look like this girl's body, or when am I gonna experience? I always did that comparison thing. I definitely, had the complexion issue with the light skin and brown skin girls and the long haired girls versus the girls with the thick afro hair. Like I always got caught up into all those stigmas and whatever, whatever. But my mom always told me she loved me. She always told me I was beautiful. She always told me positive reinforcements. But no matter how much she told me, I always looked at myself like I am funny looking. Like when am I gonna grow into my body? When am I gonna go into my face? When am I gonna go into my features? Like I'm tired of this ugly duckling face. Like when am I going to blossom? When is it going to all fit together? Like I really had a low self esteem for a long period of time. Like I definitely felt like, I was that punching bag too. I was that girl to crack jokes on. I was that girl to be laughed at because my household wasn't good at home. The structure wasn't right. Everyone knew it. It was in the projects, So I was that big red target to come for easily. And that really affected me even up until like my early 20s, I think.
Yeah, it was the same thing for me. Um, it was a lot of the same things for me. I was told at a young age that I was ugly and I wasn't attractive and everything, and I think I might have, what's the word that I'm looking for? I think that I may have, I might have internalized that when I was growing up. And of course, with boys, I used to have to wear Payless shoes, rugged outbacks, which was the fake Payless Tims, the Pro Wings,
Oh
different
boy,
things
I
like
know what you're
that.
talking about. We went
Diff-
through it. I know I'm an 80s baby. We had to go through the struggle. I get it. I had favorite shoes and Payless shoes and skips too.
yeah, so I was always the target. Uh, you know, I was always the target at school and everything. As time went on, I became, I know how to dress better and everything as I started, getting more resources and different things like that. But I thought that, there was certain girls that I liked. I'm like, damn, that girl ain't gonna go for me. Different things like that. So, and it goes both ways, and that's the problem, you know, with our households. A lot of the time, it is the broken family structure, because when you're dealing with broken people are attracted to broken people. So if somebody's out there running the streets or not doing what they're supposed to do, or going through their own thing, more than likely they get attracted to that same type of energy, and then that breeds even more dysfunction. And if you come from the product of that, then you have to deal with that dysfunction growing up. And when you're a child, that's when it can really affect your mental health, because as a child, that is your most helpless time.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I feel like, I've attracted a lot of dysfunctional men in my life, unfortunately, and I've dealt with that dysfunction. I've had my own dysfunction. I've had a voice in my own dysfunction at some points of life. So I've had so many different transitions, and when you deal with someone with dysfunction, it feels comfortable because there's a lot to relate to in that dysfunction. It's like, oh, I went through that. Oh, I know about this. Like, you experience that, or the mannerism, the body language, the facial expressions. You know what that trauma looks like in someone's mannerism. You know how they speak, how they carry themselves. Their defense mechanism, their offense. You know what I'm saying? You know what it looks like. It's almost like it's your story. So it's very relatable. So you get those sincere, empathetic, or sympathetic moments or spots for those people because you feel like, oh, I know what they've been through because I've been there too. And sometimes that can be a bad thing.
Absolutely. It can be a good thing if you all on the same page, but if a person really don't want to progress or change their mindset, or they're comfortable with being a certain way, then that can be a danger to you and everyone around you, because this is a person that's not looking to help build anything up but tear anything a lot of things down. I've dealt with dysfunctional, women within my life, that I was in relationships with, who they, it's always the type of person that, they come back years after and they're like, you know what, oh, I did this and I did that. I'm like, yeah, I know. I knew that years before you knew that. That's what I was talking about. But
Yeah, pretty much like that's why I dodged the bullet.
yeah, exactly. So, it's just, I believe that, when it comes to mental health, which I was going to do a live stream on that. I thought about doing one tonight, but I may just do it tomorrow. Do broken people stay broken? And in my personal opinion, in a lot of cases, they do. And, some people, they can be helped, and then some people are just comfortable and they don't really want to do the work to improve themselves.
That's gonna be a good stream. I definitely want to try to catch that. I'm gonna make sure I have post notification on for your channel because I got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, yeah, because we deal with that. Just some people just really just don't want to do the work to improve, and then when they see you uh doing the work to progress, then they become a little bit uneasy being around you. You know.
For sure. I feel like, sometimes it's just comfortable to sit in that mess than
Hmm.
step out of that mess. If the
No,
excuses
because
just are easier to throw out.
absolutely, absolutely, and that happens a lot with certain people. But luckily too, I've always had, some good people around me that was always willing to, you know, focus and do what needs to be done, and just always interested in improving themselves, and trying to build with themselves and everything. And like I say, a lot of the times too, it's generational curses. If your mother was comfortable being dysfunctional, a lot of the times the kids are comfortable being dysfunctional. And because some people they're like, no, I can't be like that. And then for some people it's just like, well, it's gonna, be too much work to really change. And I really don't feel like putting in the work. So
Yeah, for sure. Like, I know a lot of people in that situation. I feel like, I feel like maybe even I was in that situation myself, transparently at some point. Like, well, I'm a product of my environment. My therapist was like, honey, we done did too much work for you to be talking like that. I'm like, well, it's true. I still live in the hood. There's a drug dealer right here. This lady sell Lucy's. This girl sell fucking perfumes right in the street corner. Like, I'm never getting out of this. She's like, nah, you're not gonna do that. She was like, you're better than that. You're better than that. Stop that shit. And sometimes you just get low. You just really like, damn, like this is gonna be my circumstances. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I gotta hustle, or I'm trying to get out of my situation. It don't look like it's moving anywhere. You're trying to advance. You're not getting that right job offer, or that opportunity you hoping for is just not panning through, and you're looking back like, well, why is my life like this? This girl is doing this, or this guy is doing this, or my friend Frank got this job. Like, what am I doing wrong? But you gotta realize too, like, we all have our season. And just because it's someone else's season right now doesn't mean that your season's not coming. And I feel like, I think in 2022, people are impatient. People don't got time to see the flowers bloom. You know what I mean?
I agree 100%, and I'm with you. Because it's easy for us to say that environment don't play a part. It does definitely play a part. Because if that was the case, you would have people that would just be sending their kids to school anywhere, or or people would just be living anywhere. That's not the case. Environment definitely plays a part. Even though over the years I'm an adult, I've grown, I've changed, but I still got a lot of the hood characteristics in me because that's where I grew up. That's what I know the most. I know the midnight shootings. I know the conflicts on the block. I know the drugs and the, drug dealing and you know people having EBT and link and selling it and food stamps. I know that stuff because that's what I originally came from, and that doesn't change. You'll never tell a war veteran that well, you're not in that environment no more, so you need to change. They get the help that they need to get, but when you've been in war or when you've been in a hostile environment, it's certain elements that you pick up for your own survival. So environment definitely plays a part.
Absolutely. I want to wrap this up. So I want to get your final words on what we can do as a people, a community. I know you gave me some information, like there's not really much, but anything you want to say to anyone who's suffering with mental health, any suggestions or advice for them on how they can prevail and not succumb to the demons, as we close up this stream.
Absolutely, KFIT. Thanks once again for allowing me to be on your platform. There's a few things that I can say that can help. I would like for people to, look more into your mental health by cutting out a lot of negative energy, whether it be on social media, whether it be reality television, different things like that. Um, Try to go get a massage. Go, uh, you know, just go try to do something that can clear your mind sometimes and try to work on yourself bit by bit. So, just reading certain things that can help improve your mental state, surrounding yourself with people that got your best interests at heart, and loyalty is one thing that always helps. If you got somebody that's loyal to say, look, man, I don't have it, you think you can help me and I'll pay you back or this and that, that always helps because that helps people get through. A lot of us, it's a lot of people out here that don't have loyalty. Like you said, a lot of people don't have the patience to try to make things grow because unfortunately we live in a microwavable society now due to the internet. Everything is so microwavable compared to how it was when we was growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s. So, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of right now, man. If you can just go to a spa, go try to unwind, clear your mind, relax for a little bit, and try to stay away from toxic people. If you have to just turn your phone off for a few days, and if it's somebody that you know that's no good for you, to try to stay away from that person for some time and do what you can. Also, if you can afford it, go get therapy, and separate yourself from toxic people and toxic dysfunction because it can be to your own detriment, unfortunately.
That was so nicely said. I think I'm gonna take you up on one of those things you said, like a personal massage. Like I feel like I really need that. I don't do that as a trainer, and my dad was like, "You're crazy. Like what you do, all that jumping around, you be doing that, running across bridges. You should be getting massages monthly, girl." I'm like, I don't get them. He like, well, you better figure it out. He like, me and my lady, we get a couple. I'm like, all right, all right, all right. I don't want to hear about all of that. Okay, okay, okay. Y'all getting massages. I need to step my game up. I get it. Gotcha. So yeah, a massage that can be very therapeutic. Maybe that could be a stress reliever for some of these people that's going through this.
Oh, and with us, with the culture that we come from, I got to throw this out there. After a massage or light some candles and unwind, Anita Baker can help. Um,
Ooh.
some Sade can help. You know, all of that, man. Smooth jazz can help. Listen to some nice music that can really relax you and everything. If you got a significant other, kick back. If that person ain't causing you problems, you know, try to kick back with that person a little bit too. And that can because it's just everyone's stressed out, and unfortunately, we know within the black community when other communities got a cold, we got a fever. So I want all my people to just be doing well and do the best that they can to make it out here because it's rough. It's not no joke.
Very true. Thank you, Rakim, for showing up, pulling up, giving us some advice, some tea, some transparency, your opinions and views about how you feel about the topic. I really appreciate you for coming through. Hope you have a great weekend. And I'm gonna be posted up on your channel for post notification on to see when you do your stream, because I definitely want to be a part of that.
No doubt, no doubt. Thank you once again for allowing me on your platform, KFIT. I really appreciate it. And I want everybody to have themselves a good night out there and enjoy your weekend.
You too. Take care. Good seeing you.
Likewise. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right now. So, folks, you heard it. Me and Rakim, we rocked out for like a good hour and some change, talking about mental health, awareness, challenges, statistics and data. You know why people do it. How we can try to possibly help people, how we can possibly try to be more supportive. What can realistically be done on a major, large scale level to really shorten these numbers, make the statistics, not as inclined as they are right now. And we both agree we don't know of anything specifically that can be done on a larger level. But what we do know is that if we do know someone that's going through something that needs help and we acknowledge it, that we try to encourage that person to, find a support system, find something that can help them release some of that tension. As Rakim said, a massage. If you got a significant other, lay back and chill with them, listen to some Sade, some jazz, some nice soothing music, some of that candlelight and aromatherapy, try anything, just try not to let it be that as your last option to do. And again, for people that know people that you see the signs of these people going through things, hey, try to be supportive to them, try to guide them in the right direction. If you feel like you can't, try to help someone, get someone who can help that person. And if you feel like it's not your business, not your place, at least try to get that person to release some stress. If you have a close enough connection with that person to see that they're at a dark tunnel, towards a life they shouldn't be walking to, and try to convince that person to turn around and live life and see the value they have as a human being, and understand that there's more to life than what they're seeing if they're seeing dark times only. I think it's just really sad that so many of our people and all of our communities across all of the states and different countries are choosing suicide as their option to not deal with life and the world and adversity and change and politics and this epidemic and personal relationships and family relationships and you know um, everything that every individual across the entire world goes through at the same time or at one time or another. Like, it's sad and it's like it's heartening to know that we can't save everyone, and some people are gonna just do what they're gonna do. So the purpose of this stream tonight was just to send love and condolences to the family of Raven K. Jackson, and I wish I knew her prior to this unfortunate situation that happened with her. Not that I could have saved her or been her therapist, but she seemed like a great beaming of light person who was very well on her way to success as a social media influencer. And I just find it saddening that she chose to, commit suicide. And I saw the posts from her boyfriend on social media and the blogs about why she ended her life and why it was no one's fault and it's what she wanted to do because she was struggling with mental health. And it makes me want to just really talk about it and say that we all can relate to it. And I felt a lot of parallels with her story and her and the things she said and who she is, how beautiful she is, young black girl, really successful in what she's doing, and decided to end it all. Again, this video tonight was not about cloud or anything like that or views, in her passing, just to spread acknowledgement and awareness on mental health. And we all go through it, everyone goes through it, and we all know someone who's suffering, and we all may feel like it's not our place to save or help someone or support someone or mind other people's business, so to say. But try to harder. Try to see someone struggling and they're not okay and they're telling you they're not okay. The body language, the image, the physical, the mental, all of that's telling you, help them. Take care, guys. It's been great chatting with you. It's another episode of Wine and FaceTime. Tonight, talk about mental health. Hope I've reached someone with my stream. Hope someone understands what I'm talking about. Hope someone can reach someone who's going through it. Hope someone can see this stream and relate to it. I hope someone can see this stream and like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I also hope that, someone considers to not make that be what they want to do, to be their option to dealing with whatever stress or trauma they may be going through in their life right now. As always, that's it. That's all for me. Hope you guys have a great night. Be safe out here in these streets. Continue to mask up. Do whatever you need to do to feel safe in the comfort of your home. Be well and take care. I'm going to play a last ad for you guys because I want you guys to see what I'm doing outside of YouTube. And this is my brand, KFIT. Hello, how you guys doing? It's KFIT now. I'm here to give you guys a few more updates that I feel like you need to know that's very important.
It's social, it's recreational, and it's athletic. Women love it, and guys love it for their women. The KFIT Club presents the KFIT Yoga Outfits. Get your KFIT yoga suit today. Go to KFIT.club.
Stay tuned for that. Thanks for checking out this video. I appreciate all the love and support. Go pre-order your KFIT yoga suit now. See you soon. Good night, all. Thank you to everyone, even the person that's still logged in watching me right now. Big shout out to you. Hope you like and subscribe to this channel. Hope I reach someone out there in the world with my channel tonight, with my conversation. Big shout out to the AT Flutter. I'll be tagging him in the description of this video. Take care, be well, and peace out, y'all.